everybody. Thank you for joining us at another episode, second episode actually, of season one with Chad. We are going to speak with Shane Cowsert, the owner, the CEO of AACW. How are we doing today, Shane?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? It's 11:25 on Saturday, October 9th, and it's quite late, but kind of happy to be tuning in with you right now. If there's some feed in the background or whatever, man, it's because I'm kind of laid out right now, man, just sitting here laying in front of a fan, trying to just relax, take it easy.
No, I understand, Shane. I know it's late. I apologize for that. I figured we'd just get something done with the show right around the corner. And we're like your spoiled kids, man. Definitely. We're all brothers in this game. We're all family. We've shown that case more times than one. And I know our biggest show is definitely coming this Saturday. And I know a lot of the episodes and podcasts and stuff that I've watched of yours, they kind of ask you the same questions. So we're going to kind of go outside the box and ask you some different questions. My first question is, how did you get the name J.H. Hogg?
Oh, man. Well, when I first started in wrestling, I wrestled under a hood for probably 9 years, I'm thinking. And just come to a point where we were actually doing a show. We had brought in Sapphire, Sweet Sapphire from with Dusty Rhodes, and we were doing a show here in Kokomo. It was for BBOW, and basically what happened is, we were just sitting around my folks' kitchen table, and Saffy just looks out there and she's like, "Baby," she's like, "you got some pretty eyes." She said, "You're really you're too pretty to be put under a mask." And then J.R. Hogg actually was one of the hillbillies who was running in the business at that time, and he asked if he said, "Son," he said, "I need to basically have somebody to fill the void, do the bumps, take the bumps and stuff that I can't take, and how about getting you out from underneath the hood and playing a hillbilly gimmick?" And basically, when I started out at that point in time, my name was, J.D. Hogg, and everybody kept calling me Boss Hogg. So basically what happened was, I just didn't really want to be known as, because everybody put that with the Dukes of Hazzard. I wasn't a little fat guy in a white suit.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to portray a hillbilly, and I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so I ended up changing my name to J.H. And then basically learning over the years and stuff like that, that actually, when I changed my name to J.H. Hogg, it had more of a meaning to me as far as like a personal meaning, because
okay.
my father's mom and dad actually have a part in my wrestling gimmick name.
Cool.
My grandmother's name, my dad's mother's name, maiden name was Hogg, and my grandfather's name was John Henry. So there I have JH as far as like a tribute to my grandfather, and then Hogg as my mom's maiden name. So it's kind of like crazy how that come like full circle, but it's kind of strange, and it happened, and it's after it took me a while to figure that one out, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool, Shane. I mean, I guess I've never heard anybody ask you that type of question, so I figured I would ask that and just kind of dig more into your name, because I know a lot of superstars' names, they have that background story that they use to use as like their character, as their other sort of gimmick character, to where it always has their height motion and everything in it and stuff like that. But yeah, that is definitely awesome. I didn't know if it was something like that or not, but yeah, that's definitely a cool contribute to having your family and stuff involved in your name and everything to where they're always with you. Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man. Yeah, I'll have to say, Shane. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, which that's pretty awesome. Because I know a lot of people, they have different backstories to their character names and stuff, how they come up with it or give it to them, or they alter it to where it fits their name. So yeah, that is pretty awesome. I'm really happy that you shared that with us. That is pretty cool. My second question is, I know you're the owner of AACW. You guys have been running for a while. How did you come up with the name for the company of AACW?
I started running. I think our actual first show was in October of 14.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And basically, I wanted to put something together that was kind of like, just like basically Americana type stuff. And the main thing was, I felt that if I, chose the call letters of AACW, which actually stands for All American Championship Wrestling, it sounds kind of like old school and different stuff like that. So, I wanted like to start a promotion and have a promotion that would be old school based, basically to where it's kind of like a throwback of old time wrestling. My vision of what I had with AACW is not quite there yet, and it's not, I'm not totally sure that it will ever totally be where I wanted it to be. I've had envisionments of doing old stuff like back in, kind of like taking the format of what some of the older style wrestling done. Say for instance, like the TBS style on Saturday Night Wrestling, and I wanted to basically do, incorporate that kind of style into our promotion. But as of right now, it's not there. Hopefully one day it'll envision and be what I wanted it to be when I first started it up. But the one thing I am happy with, I'm almost completely happy with the product that we do have, because I try every month. Here this last year we have done monthly shows and have tried to put out the best product that we could put out possible. I'm satisfied with the locker room. Most of the shows come off pretty decent, man. You know what I mean? I feel a couple shows have stood out a little bit more solid than others, but for the most part, the locker room and the talent we have back there come in every night to get the job done, man. And when that happens, you got to look forward to being successful, and the guys that I have around and putting in the positions like that, and the guys that have working. We have worked on Skeleton Crew show at times, and they still made it work, and every show's pretty much happened. But yeah, ACW come about, just a thought of being like an old style wrestling promotion, basically, just Americana wise, and just wanted to incorporate the red, white, and blue, because I am a solid American man, a patriot through and through. I love this country and I love everything it stands for, and red, white, and blue, man, runs through my fucking blood. And I just dropped an F-bomb there, so hopefully you can either edit that out if it's not acceptable, or just leave it in, because that's pretty much who I am, man. And I get emotional sometimes when I talk about stuff that I enjoy.
Oh, no, Shane. It's all right, man. I don't discriminate against like cussing or anything like that. I want my podcast to be absolutely real. So, yeah, you're completely fine. All right, awesome, Shane. Awesome. What year would you say was the best year of AACW, from the shows, superstars, what year would you say would be the best year that you had with AACW?
Definitely, there's different time frames, different time periods. We had I started in 14 with one show, then 15 come around, then had a few shows there. 16 rolled around, I believe, and it's kind of like we were just kind of on hiatus because some things were going on with my building and stuff where it'd been running, and then the owners to the place where I had actually ran a show, actually new owners come in, and I had made an agreement with them. Basically, we made an agreement to do some shows. I think it was 6 shows in like a year. And that's basically at that point in time is when AAC really come about and was born. Because at that time, it was Front Row Live where we were actually. That was the home base for AACW, and became friends with Mike and Kim, and Mike and Kim Starkey. They were actually the ones that had the building, and we became friends, and I had the ring set up back in the back so where guys could do some training and do some practice for shows and stuff like that. And on show days we moved it out to the main floor, put together a show. But at that point in time, that's when we had guys, notable guys coming in, like Rikishi was under our bill, the Barbarian was under our bill. We had Dice Man Ronnie Vegas. We had Road Warrior Animal. Actually, he was there. That was actually quite a joy having him on the card, because that's actually where the EEC championship came about. The champion was basically crowned in a battle royal, and Road Warrior Animal was actually the first. He was the first holder of the EEC championship. He won it in a battle royal, and that title was created to honor my father and what he meant to me in the business. So it was kind of cool having one of the guys, one of the Hall of Famers that would actually win the title, and then eventually he would have to, give up the title because, he couldn't be there to defend and stuff like that. But he was the actual first winner of the championship. And in that building also, too, that was the first time that we crowned our champion, the AACW champion. And that the first champion that ever went down in history was myself. And anybody that knows me knows that I'm not one to put myself over, but a lot of people felt that it was the right thing to do, because at that point in time, my father had just passed, from cancer, and right before the show, right before we were going to crown the champion, I was actually going to put the title on the franchise, Troy Miller, but since things actually happened the way they did, basically I was the one that was the very first, went down in the record books as the very first champion from AACW, in honor to my father. So hopefully people understand the backstory of that. That I'd say that was probably the most memorable years, because of the fact that those were the big time things that actually happened there. Because, championship, the first champion was crowned there, and then my father's title in tribute to him. A long going feud with Justin Terrell when he was actually the Messiah, I think it was. So a lot of things actually happened back then. But I'm not going to say that this year hasn't been a good year at the Alliance Event Center, because, we've been running every month. The shows have been solid pretty much from first match to last match. The locker, like I said, the locker room's great. I just say like different areas and like different years. So I really wouldn't have to compare them. I'm just like from where we're at, from like where we started to one building at Front Row Live to moving over to the Alliance Event Center and changing the product up a little bit, bringing some guys back in that was there and losing some guys that was a big part and a staple of our promotion. Really didn't set things back a little bit. We just kind of continued to move in a different way and make it happen. So both of those times I think are actually pretty similar, and they're basically pretty parallel to each other. So, that's pretty much the basis of everything that goes on. And I'm a total tradition type guy, and I'm a person who really believes in giving back and moving forward, and also to sentimental things have like the most value and stuff like that. So I like to give back to the people who paved the way for me before, to try to move forward. So hopefully, that can continue to keep happening. And, like I said, I really appreciate everything that Dave Mumal and being the owner of Alliance Event Center, I really appreciate everything he's done for us by giving us a home this year to make things happen and continue for a solid year of AACW Championship Wrestling. So, yeah.
All right, awesome, Shane, awesome. I appreciate the backstory and everything with AACW, especially with some of your best moments and stuff like that. So we will go ahead and we're going to head into the next question.
All right, Shane, awesome. That is definitely a great story, especially with like superstars and stuff like that came in, helped you out, probably gave you some intel. You got to hang out with them and stuff like that. That's every person's dream, especially with people that are larger than life, that are, doing their thing, that's been there and done that kind of a thing. I noticed earlier on one of the questions about AACW that you said you have a vision. What is your total vision that you have in your head of what you want AACW to be?
Well, like I said, starting it out and being, going back to the old days of wrestling and stuff like that, I couldn't wait to sit down and watch wrestling from 605, Superstation 605, having the basic, like the feel of the arena, the small arena right there, with all the flags hanging up above, the crowd right there, right close to where we're at. That's why I like the smaller venues, because most of this stuff is more compact, man, and it kind of like, brings the feel in, like a lot of people use the guardrails around the ring and stuff like that, man. I hate that shit. I like to have the fans right there up in the action, right with us and stuff like that, because it brings a better feel, man. It's more intimate to me. And, my vision for where I wanted us to be was, I wanted us to be something similar, to old NWA wrestling, like the Superstation days, man, at 605. I've noticed that, a few of the other promotions, like right now, that they do that kind of thing, and that was my envisionment. And most of the time, if it's not done before you see it done, then everybody's like, "Oh, you're just copying." That was my plan. That's where I wanted ACW to be. But until we get there, if it never does come about to be that vision and work out that way, then just the vision for AACW overall is to have it a product where the fans enjoy to come out and watch the shows. The workers enjoy coming to be a part of the show, coming to the promotion to, make sure that, we're just a family going out there and putting on a show for people and entertaining people. And the envisionment, therefore, until it gets to where I want it to be, it may never get there. But basically, with that being said, I want to be able to try to put out the best product available. Make sure that we have everything taken care of, all our bases are covered. We're putting out a product that fans enjoy to come and watch. A lot of times, you have ideas that usually stay buried and hidden, and they usually don't get a chance to come out to the surface. I know that AK has been, one of the biggest sufferers of that, because we have, Aaron and I have discussed a lot of stuff, and we've had a lot of ideas that never got surfaced because I didn't feel that that idea was set up for the show or what we were trying to do at the time. But like I said, any idea that somebody gives me is like basically it's never shot down. We can put it to the wayside, and eventually, if it comes about, we can revisit it and try to see what we've got, going forward at a later time. Just sometimes that ideas that people throw at you don't fit at that point in time. But it's not to say that it ain't going to happen, like resurface later on down the line sometime. But yeah, man. The envisionment basically right now would be just to put out the best product, to make sure that the fans are happy, the guys are happy, and we had a successful show. That's the plan moving forward, always, until we get where I actually want us to be.
Shane, awesome. Yeah, because I really wanted to know your vision, because you know how I am. I am basically one of them people to where if I want to do it as like anything, even say filmmaking. When I was making films, which that'll be coming back soon. One day I was just like, I want to make a movie, just see if I could do it, and I just did it. So I'm definitely a visionary with that, and I know a lot of people would help you, bring your vision to life, because I would be excited definitely to see it myself. One last question before we go, because I know it's late. I don't want to keep you up too long, because I know you work quite a bit of hours. Well, I guess it could be a two-part question. I know our November show will be the last one of the season. What are your plans for next year for AAC? What are your plans for AACW next year? And what do you have vision to accomplish with AACW next year?
Man, no problem. I'm kind of enjoying, doing podcasts and shit like that. Love talking about conversation and stuff like that, because I feel that, as a person, I have a lot that needs to be, I got a voice in some of the stuff that I, have to say, man, needs to be heard. But, I could talk about a lot of shit, man, about life, love, liberty, and everything else going on, but right now, the subject is pro wrestling, and AACW. So, like I said, no problem. It's not that big of a deal, because I usually don't turn in till later on the weekends anyway. It's been a pleasure, and the one thing that hopefully going into next year, November's show, basically what's going to happen in that is that's going to be like the grand finale show of the whole year, and there's going to be the Survivor Series style match. That's kind of like what's in the works. I think, basically that's the thought process right now. That will be pretty much the main event, and or maybe not the main event, but that'll be like the treasure match on the card. But basically, hopefully, just going into next year and accomplish what next year is. Hopefully, we'll have we'll be able to find a way to make the product better in some way, whether it be different working space, different working area. As far as you do know that we run in the Alliance Event Center right now, and guys are kind of restricted with what's going on inside. They can't really extend out to do moves and stuff like that. They have limited space to work with, which kind of limits some of their ability to show their full, the full repertoire, I guess, of what they can do as a character and everything else. But the main goal, I think, hopefully would be just to find a place basically to call home and, be able to put on the best shows available, continue to have a locker room that believes in each other and believes in the product we're putting out, with non-toxic type situations and people in the locker room, because so far this year we've had 100% non-toxic, basically,
Which
where
is
everybody
definitely a
has
plus.
come together to get along and try to do the job that we need to do every day.
Yeah, definitely a plus.
To put on a show on show days. And I think that everybody so far that we have in the locker room feels that they're part of a brotherhood, part of a, basically a team that goes out and succeeds in what they're doing at that point in time. So that would be the main goal, I guess, to focus and continue putting on the best show that we possibly can. And as we move forward, try to work up to getting that envisionment to where I have, the envision for the product. Hopefully try to move forward if we can to try to make that actually happen and put that envisionment out there and make it what I want it to be. But, overall, I'm very happy with the success that the AACW has had. I mean, this year we've had a couple shows that, we're standing room only, and, got to give it to the guys that performed in those shows. They really come out and, put everything in perspective and worked hard to get that fulfillment of success after the show. A lot of guys worked hard this year for me, and you of course have won, being that have done most of the edits and taken care of a lot of the small stuff, basically, that people kind of forget about, like advertisements and stuff like that. You've been on point with everything you've done. Totally appreciate everything like that. I've enjoyed some of the stuff, most of the stuff that you've created. Videos, promo videos, pictures, stuff like that. It's all been great, cool, man. You've got a decent mind for the business and stuff like that, bro. And I'm happy to have you on board and a part of AACW. And with that being said, I'm happy with all the talent and all the guys that I have in the locker room and stuff like that. Just because. Maybe if you feel like you haven't gotten the push that you feel you deserve or whatever because you work your ass off, and there's other guys that's kind of shining, outshining right now. My point would be basically that not everybody in the promotion can have a storyline. We got to see what we got and work into something and see where it takes us. And we got to keep building people, man. 100% every show you build, you try to succeed with everybody. There's still a lot of stuff as far as I want to put together that hasn't been done yet, and hopefully we can talk about that and kind of off the record, and see if we can move forward to try to get some of that happening and stuff, because there's a few other adventures that would kind of be outside the AACW promotion box, but it still consists of pro wrestling. So it's different side adventures and stuff going on. side projects and stuff. So kind of some cool shit that, I think that would be kind of cool to just put down on the resume and kind of like affiliate with AACW.
Well, I appreciate the comments, Shane. I like I told you, I'd help you out in any way I can. I know past couple months have been kind of sloughing off, but work's been kicking my butt, which you know how that goes too as well. And I know definitely there's some ideas too that I wanted to throw by with you and Aaron or AK. I know I've talked to AK about some money making things we could do, some stuff to help out the promotion. I think would be a kick-ass zombie AACW flick that we could probably shoot sometime next year. I think would be pretty badass awesome. I know too, like a lot of people, fans especially, have been calling for like a women's division. Is there any plans for a women's division in the future?
Yeah, actually, Christian has pretty much taken control of working out, like doing daily training and work rig time sessions and stuff like that to work with people, and just kind of like move up as far as like trying to work out and just get people in and get experienced, just work with them a little bit, show them the business bumps and kind of work with them and get the ring time and stuff. And we have a couple of females that are actually in working, doing some training and stuff like that. Don't know how soon it's going to be before they actually get some, go live with action and stuff. At one point in time, like I always wanted to have like a female match on the card, but trying to get the independent contractors and stuff coming in, sometimes it doesn't really work out like you want it to, with travel, hotels, stuff like that. But like I said, in the past, we've had two kick-ass, basically, we had the one actual AACW banner female match that we had on the card a few years ago was Holiday versus Thunder Rosa. And everybody who knows Thunder Rosa, basically, she is pretty new to the business, man, but she's got a lot of she's got a lot of notoriety and now working with AEW and stuff like that, man. She knows her craft. Good talent. It was a pleasure having them on the card. Having them a part of our banner, and we do have a .com, and we have AK has footage that we haven't actually put up live and stuff like that. We have at one point in time, I think we've had it on the AACW Facebook page, but we need to find a web host or somebody that can actually, like a webmaster that can actually take care of the .com and stuff and get all this footage and stuff up that we have from archives from from AACW. And yeah, so to answer your question, Chad, I know I kind of got a little bit off of got off the mark with that, but yeah, man, a woman's division would be ladies division in AACW would always definitely be a plus and always something we can look forward to and work forward to. So yeah, definitely there's always a spot for female wrestlers on the roster, in AACW. So yeah, hopefully, with that, we could get more females that would be interested in trying to want to learn the craft and get in the business. So, hopefully that will, move forward in the works sooner or later.
Awesome, Shane. Awesome. I'm glad you took the time and everything to talk with us. One last thing before I let you go, do you want to give a special shout out to anybody at all? And it could be anybody. You don't have to be a wrestler, anything like that. You can give a shout out and all that stuff. Even if you want to do a plug-in for the show for this upcoming Saturday, you can. And that'll be completely it. And then I can leave you alone, my friend.
First and foremost, yeah, shout out. I'd like to, kind of give a shout out to. I'm not really a religious person or anything like that, but basically, I want to, give thanks to God, man. Number one, and first and foremost is because He instilled me with the, with the ability to entertain people, and this part of my life has been very fun and very, incredible. Gives me he gave me a chance to basically be somebody I couldn't be on an everyday basis, being able to entertain people as J.H. Hawk. And, appreciate everything, like I said about that. I want to give a shout out to Dave Muau, Alliance Event Center, for giving us a home this past year. To do our shows and to move forward with everything we've done. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate that. Aaron Kane, thank you, brother, for doing the music, putting up with the music and all that other shit. Man, I know I give you a lot of static and stuff at times. About the music, man, but hey. Fuck that shit, because I put myself in that position too, and I said I'd never ever bust your balls about doing it, man, because it is pretty hard sometimes to try to stay on track with it. To my locker room, appreciate the work that you guys have done this year. I've asked a lot of you guys to for the shows and stuff like that, and I appreciate everything you guys have done for me, and for the fans, going out there and participating and just putting putting the good work in every night to have a successful show. And give a shout out to the fans for being there and supporting us through everything we try to do through the shows. Thanks for being fans and showing everything, coming and showing out.
Awesome, Shane.
To all the people that don't really get the credit for the things they do, such as, the Grub family, my sister, Melissa, my mother, Jennifer, Brandy, let's see, other people who, I'm sorry if I forgot you, but just know that you're appreciated, and I thank you for everything you've done this past year. Hopefully we continue to have some good times with the ACW, and just overall, man, thank everybody for the work that they've done, for the success and stuff that we've had for this year. The show is this Saturday, this coming Saturday, October 16th, Alliance Event Center, 1510 South Market Street. Doors open at 6:30. There'll be trick or treats. Costume, kids costume, stuff like that going around, man. Just come out, support local indie stars, because these guys work hard trying to put on the best show they can for y'all. It's been a pleasure, Chad. Thank you, brother. Thank you for everything you've done for me. Thanks for having me on the podcast. Peace, love, and happiness. Thanks a lot, brother. See ya.
I had to split it up in 2 episodes, which is fine. First episode, I believe, is already edited. I'm getting ready to edit the second episode, and then I will post them up on the AACW page, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, brother. We will definitely be seeing you Saturday.
All right, guys, that concludes our podcast with Shane Cowsert, the story, the truth, and everything behind J.H. Hogg and Shane Cowsert as well. The truth behind the character, AACW's highlights, all kinds of different stuff that we are trying to accomplish within this year and next year. Like Shane said, guys, this Saturday, coming up at the Alliance Event Center at 1510 South Market Street. Doors will be open at 6:30 p.m. Show starts at 7. We will be doing a Halloween costume contest for 2 free tickets to the November show, the last show of the season. There also will be trick-or-treating with AACW superstars, as well as Hysterics the Clown, Matt Weir and his clown crew as well. Also, too, there will be the first ever body bag thumbtack weapons match that we will be doing. I will be in that match as well. I would appreciate all the viewers and stuff like that. If you guys like this podcast and everything like that, you want me to keep doing this, please give it a share. Please give us a shout out and tag the my profile page, which is Chad Tetzloff. And give us some shout out, guys. Give some shout outs to Shane for him doing this podcast. Hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. And don't forget to come out and support us on Saturday. We will see you guys very, very soon. Like I said, thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. Talk to you guys later.